Welcome back to Tales from the World's Firesides. As ever, I'm Clive Gilson, the story guy, and today our journey takes us to Hungary. Now, as you know, as a storyteller, I try to find and preserve old folk tales, myths, legends, and so on, as a way of sharing cultures across the world. So today, wherever you are, why not settle in and join me as we share the story of the Hussar and the Servant Girl. The wife of a priest in olden times, it may have even been in the antediluvian world, put all the plates, dishes and milk jugs into a basket and sent the servant to wash them in the local brook. While the girl was washing, she saw a crayfish crawl out of the water, and as she had never seen one in her life before, she stood staring at it and was a little frightened. It so happened that a hussar rode past on horseback, and the girl asked him, "Would you mind telling me, my gallant horseman, what sort of God's wonder is that?" "Well, my sister," said the soldier, "that is a crayfish." The servant then took courage and went near the crayfish to look at it and said, "But it crawls." "But it is a crayfish," said the soldier again. "But it crawls," said the servant abruptly. "But it's a crayfish," said the soldier a third time. "Well, my gallant horseman, how can you stand there and tell me that what I see crawls and call it a fish?" "But my sister, how can you stand there and tell me when I can see that it's a crayfish?" said the soldier. "Well, I'm neither blind nor a fool, and I can quite see that it's crawling," said the servant. "And neither am I blind or a fool, and I can see that it's a crayfish," said the soldier. The servant got so angry that she dashed her crockery to the ground and broke it into fragments, crying in a great rage, "May I perish here if it's not crawling!" The hussar jumped off his saddle, drew his sword, and cut off his horse's head, saying, "May the executioner cut off my neck like this if it isn't a crayfish." The soldier went on his way on foot, and the servant went home without her ware, and the priest's wife asked her, "Well, where are all the pots?" The servant told her what had happened between the soldier and her about a crayfish and a crawling thing. "Is that the reason why you've done all the damage?" said the priest's wife. "Well, oh mistress, how could I give in when I saw quite well that it was a crawling thing, and still that nasty soldier kept on saying it was a crayfish?" The wife of the priest was heating the oven as she was about to bake, and she got into such a rage that she seized her new fur jacket, for which she had given 100 florins, and pitched it into the oven, saying, "May the flames of the fire burn me like this if you were not both great fools." "What is all this smell of burning?" asked the priest, coming in. Learning what had happened about a crayfish and a crawling thing, he took his gown and cut it up on the threshold with a hatchet, saying, "May the executioner cut me into bits like this if the three of you are not fools." Then came the schoolmaster. His calf had got loose and run into the clergyman's yard, and he had come after it to drive it home. But hearing what had happened and why, he caught hold of a stick and struck his calf such a blow in the head that it fell down dead on the spot, and he exclaimed, "If God will, may the fiery thunderbolt thus strike me dead if you all four are not fools." Then came the church warden, and he asked what had happened there, and when he was told, he got into such a rage that he picked up the church box and dashed it on the ground in the middle of the yard, so that the box was broken to pieces, and the precious altar covers and linen were rolling about on the dirty ground, him saying, "May I perish like this at the very hour if the whole 5 of you are not fools." In the meantime, the sacristan came in, and seeing the linen on the floor, he threw up his hands and said, "Well, I never! What's the matter?" Then they told him what had happened and why, whereupon he picked up all the covers and linen and tore them into shreds, saying, "May the devil tear me to atoms like this if you 6 are not parcel raving lunatics." News of the event soon got abroad, and the whole congregation gathered together and set the priest's house on fire, crying, "May the flames of the fire burn us all like this, every one of us, if all the 7 were not fools." And so ends the story of the Hussar and the servant girl. It's a nice little cautionary tale. The stories like this remind us, I think, that people around the world find different ways to tell these sorts of stories. They always touch our hearts and minds. And you can explore my world of collected folk tales, fairy tales, legends in print and electronically via the links below. And you can also visit my dedicated new website for these tales, which is worldfiresidetales.com. If you're curious about the voice behind the tales, then you can visit my own website, clivegilson.com. I'm always happy to have a chat or to answer any questions. If today's tales stirred anything for you, then please do like, subscribe, share, comment below. If you do subscribe, you'll be joining 130 plus thousand others enjoying the stories every week. Thank you as ever, though, for joining me, for staying with me this far. I've been Clive Gilson, story guy at Tales from the World's Firesides, and until next time, take care.